In a quiet village, surrounded by golden fields, there lived a poor farmer monkey named Banu. Banu had no land of his own, so he worked on the farmland of the powerful village leader, a cruel fox named Shial. One hot afternoon, while plowing the field with his weak and skinny body, the fox laughed at him and said, "Hey, monkey, do you really think your thin body can pull a plow? You'll dry up under the sun before the harvest even comes." But Banu stayed silent. He kept working from sunrise to sunset because he had only one dream: to feed his little son and give him a better life. Every evening, his small child would run to the field carrying a little pot of water for his father. With tired eyes and a gentle smile, Banu would say, "Just a few more days, my son. When the rice becomes ripe, half will go to the landlord, and with the other half, I'll buy you a new shirt. Then we'll finally eat full meals every day." Hearing those words, the little child smiled with hope. Months passed. At last, the fields turned golden. The air was filled with the sweet smell of ripe rice. For the first time in many months, happiness appeared on Banu's face. His little son danced beside the piles of harvested rice and asked excitedly, "Father, tonight we'll eat rice until our stomachs are full, right?" Banu looked at his child with tears of joy and replied softly, "Yes, my son. Our days of suffering are finally over." But suddenly, the sound of wheels and shouting broke the peaceful moment. The powerful fox landlord arrived with several men carrying sticks. In a loud and cruel voice, the fox shouted, "Load every grain of rice onto my carts. Not a single grain belongs to this poor monkey." Banu rushed forward in shock and grabbed the fox's feet. "Master, please. According to our agreement, half of the harvest belongs to me. My child hasn't eaten properly for months." But the fox pushed him away and growled, "What agreement? Last year you borrowed 5,000 coins from me. You still owe interest on that money. This entire harvest belongs to me." The helpless farmer fell to the ground, crying, "Please, have mercy. At least leave some rice for my child." But the cruel landlord kicked him aside. Within moments, all the rice, the result of months of sweat and pain, was loaded onto the carts and taken away. The yard became empty. Only dry straw remained. The little child ran to his father, hugged him tightly, and cried, "Father, I don't need a new shirt anymore." Hearing those innocent words, Banu broke down in tears. He held his child close to his chest and cried loudly in the empty yard, while the cold evening wind blew across the stolen field. There was nobody to give justice to the poor farmer, nobody to hear the silent pain of the weak. But one truth remains forever. Before the sweat of a worker dries, he deserves his reward. That is the teaching of humanity and faith. Those who use power to steal food from the mouths of the poor may become rich for a short time, but such wealth never lasts forever. Because the sigh of the oppressed and the silent tears of the helpless are more powerful than anything in this world. And in the end, the Almighty